Yo, check this shit out, man. Damn. I just did my hair. I'm sorry. Shit looks dope as fuck. Anyway, check this shit out, man. I remember when I got a fucked up haircut before school. It was ninth grade. I couldn't forget it, man. Uh, what was it? I was going down to school. I was going to school at Hollandale High School. Is down south, close to the Miami area, Fort Lauderdale area and shit. I was staying in Hollywood with my grandmother. But yeah, ninth grade, I had just got some clothes from my cousin. You know what I'm saying? She hooked me up with a little something. My stepfather and my mom, you know, I needed a haircut bad. You know what I'm saying? So I go to stay with them in Gainesville. Well, here, you know what I'm saying, now, because I transferred to East Side. That's where I graduated. So I'm talking about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I get to that house. You know what I'm saying? Like during that weekend, I'm supposed to get a haircut and shit like that, but they ain't want to pay the money to get to, take me to a barber shop and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is me and my brother needed haircuts. So they decided to have this female who cut hair. You know what I'm saying? She cuts hair at her house and shit. I doubt she was a professional at a barbershop because she fucked me up. She came to the house that evening. You know what I'm saying? It was like 6:30 or some shit like that. And she wanted to cut our hair and shit. So I was like, you know what? Let her cut my brother first, cause I ain't getting my aunt. I'll wait. I'll wait and see what's going on. My shit was fucked up. I was contemplating on growing it out. You know what I'm saying, or getting it cut, but she cut my brother's hair, and I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? It was okay, but it wasn't anything, that I would prefer over a barbershop's haircut. And besides, I'd rather go to my, the dudes that I was familiar with, that I was comfortable with. So it got to me, you know what I'm saying? So she like, are you getting your hair cut, with me, or are you gonna, or no? Because, I mean, it's okay, I can just leave, And then I was like, I'm looking in the mirror in the bathroom. I'm like, I kind of don't know. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna get a haircut from her. You know what I'm saying? Worst mistake of my life. I don't even remember the girl's name. Matter of fact, I don't even remember kind of what she looked like. I remember she had locks as well, but she started cutting on my hair and shit. First of all, her clippers, actually no, she didn't even use her own clippers. She had to borrow my stepdad's clippers. Worst mistake ever, because how are you going to someone's house to cut hair for two people and you're charging and shit? I understand she drove there, but still though, you don't have your own set of clippers. That was a big no. That was a big red X. Second, I don't know what second, but yeah, she started cutting on my hair and shit, and it just felt irritating on my head, you know what I'm saying? But then again, at the time, I really didn't, I took care of my hair, but not like I do now. It's a different story when I take care of my hair now, you know what I'm saying? But she was just cutting on my hair. There was hair everywhere, you know what I'm saying? The setup was just uncomfortable. I was sitting in the damn chair in the dining room, and she just cutting my hair and shit like that. And long story short, I had spots all over my head, bald spots everywhere, patches and shit, and my edge was fucked up. I went in the goddamn bathroom. It was like, tell me how you like it. I looked in that damn mirror. I'm like, no, hell no. I'm not going to school like this. Not at a new school. But, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh no. I told them, I'm like, and they were like, oh, you don't like it? I'm like, hell no, but it's a little too late for that, don't you think? You already done fucked me up. So I just, at the time I was like, it's all right. I lied, because at that age, I was just saying shit to appeal to people. Nowadays, I'd be like, you fuck my locks up, we fighting. I don't give a damn, because I take care of my own hair. So I'm kind of worried about when the time comes and I start letting people retwist me and edge me up and shit. I'm kind of scared about that, because I do my own shit, you know what I'm saying? But they paid her, yada yada. I went to school. I wore a hat because my shit was just so fucked up. I looked bald in certain spots. My hair was just fucked up. That was the worst haircut I ever got. And it got to the point where I was wearing the hat backwards at school. And then my first class, I got in there, I sat in the back, because you walk into the classroom and then the window is like straight ahead of you. The teacher is like to the left, facing that way. So the desks are facing that way. Kind of confusing, I know, but I sat in the back by the wall, and the teacher was like, oh, you gotta, well, it's crazy though. I knew just about everybody at the high school because one, it was Gainesville. I lived here a long time of my life. You know what I'm saying? Majority of my life was either was here, you know, and the rest was down south. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, you know, it's two different lifestyles. But I knew a lot of people at the high school and shit. But majority of the people that were in my first class, I really didn't know. There were only a few people in there. But I sat in the back, people trying to get to know me. I'm telling them I go to out. You know, I came from Hollywood. They thought I'm in Hollywood, California. I ain't that damn good, not with this fucked up head. But I'm like, nah, man, Hollywood, Florida. You know, they was like, damn, I thought we had a superstar in here. But I'm sitting there trying to hide my head and shit because I had a messed up haircut. If I had a picture, you guys would say the same shit. You'd probably clown me and make me quit YouTube for real. But the teacher told me I had to take my haircut off. I wish I could take that shit off. But he told me to take the hat off. I took it off, and then I was trying to like cover my head like in certain ways to stop it from really like for people noticing. But nobody said anything, you know? I went all day at that school and nobody said shit. I'm like, either y'all just don't want to disrespect me or y'all are blind as hell because this is a messed up ass haircut. So it took like a week or so before shit started growing back, you know, right? Then I went to the barbershop another week after that and got things together. But the point of this video was to just clown myself for a little bit and say, if you ever decide to get a haircut from a street cutter, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what their reviews are in their city, because people in your city gonna either talk shit about you or they gonna vouch for you even if you suck ass. Just be careful, man. Best off going to a damn barbershop, you know what I'm saying? And you know, your local barbershop is somewhere out of town, or just look around for barbershops and stuff and just be careful. Because you know, set aside that one messed up moment, I've been at some bad barbershops. Matter of fact, there was this guy I went to down south. It was before my first semester in college. He was edging me up and shit like that. He was giving me a fade at the time because I didn't have my hair. And he was edging me in the front and was like, hey, you know, the last barber fucked you up right here because they had my shit going back a little bit. And he said, I'm not going to cut this part right here. I'll straighten you up, but I'm not going to cut the sides because I want that part to grow back. So he saved my edge. You know what I'm saying? And then like this guy that cut my hair sometime after that during school, he said that my hairline was weak and it was like gonna be my weakest, you know, characteristic of my body, you know what I'm saying? Which was a lie. It was just because people kept fucking my shit up. But you know, after that I started growing my hair out, you know, like a few years ago, and my shit's good, you know what I'm saying, and it's healthy, and I love my hair, man, you know. And like I said, I'm very nervous about going back to the barbershop because it's been a long time since I went to a barbershop. It's been like I haven't gone to the barbershop and gotten an edge because like I said, I do my own shit. I'm not saying that I do a good job, but you know, I maintain. But it's been a while since I've been to a barbershop, so when I start going back, I want it to be right, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man, just be careful about who you let cut your hair, you know. And it goes for anything. Be careful about who you let give you tattoos, cut your hair, anything, you know what I'm saying? Do your piercings and stuff. I mean, I got a piercing right here. I used to have ear piercings. I'm gonna get those pierced again in the future. But yeah, man, just be careful about who you let do anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the money, because if they charge you a certain amount of money for something, whether it be like discount prices or like super expensive prices, but you never heard of their work, most likely they're gonna fuck you up. So yeah, that's it.